All right, y'all. Let's stay hydrated. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Riding with Goats. I am your host, Old Man Goat. Give me some of that fist bump and all of that. Hope y'all been doing all right. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and all of that. But for now, let's get to what we have here. We have the Billy Goat, what's left of the King Goat, and of course, what's left of the Motor Goat, and then what is the King Goat. All right, so what we need to talk about first and foremost is that from the last video, people thought that I was doing a review. Anytime that I would be doing a review, the title will say review. So if you want to hear my opinion on something, let me know in the comments, and then I will do a review on that. And it will say in the title, review. But if it doesn't say review in the title, I'm not going to be reviewing anything, and I may not even be talking. And I do want to apologize right now because there's a dog that will not stop barking. What can you do, right? Neighbors. All right, so here we are. Fancy new Goat Shack sign, as you can see. I'll throw that in here. How I created such a fine sign. As you can see, that took a lot of effort. But for now, let's talk about these three beasts we have behind us. The Motor Goat V3, the Billy Goat V3, and the King Goat, I would guess V1. All right, so as you can see, the height is different on the Billy Goat. It kind of rides a little bit different, a little bit more forward. If you're into that, that's the kind of ride you get on this. It's a little taller. Of course, I'm 5'9", so if anybody else is out there looking for an e-bike and you're 5'9" and you're looking for something that you can easily step over, the Billy Goat with the custom seat, it does have a little bit of a tiptoe crossover, which you didn't have on the Motor Goat V3, and you don't have on the King Goat. But we're going to talk about out of the box review today. Think that's fair. These are version 3s and this is version 1, so I'm not going to say it. So this is version 1, and if anybody has followed along with Goat Power Bikes, they're probably aware of a controller issue. So out of the box, when it comes to reliability and trustworthiness, not if you're a wheelie guy, we're not talking like that. If you're a guy who's trying to mob out with 100 other people on the streets and take over, that's not what we're talking about here. This is responsible e-bike transportation. So if this is your daily driver, which is what we have bought this for, so when it's not raining, it's not snowing, boom, I'm riding to work. I don't have to buy gas. I don't have to worry about really a breakdown, right? I just hop on my bike and go. And if there's traffic, guess what? I have pedals. That's right, team pedals, baby. Let's go. Team pedals. So you got pedals, pedal up on the sidewalk, get around traffic, and go on. There's some stuff we'll talk about on the ride along that we're going to do after this a little bit here. I know the dog's getting annoying, so let's just sum this up really quick and fast. So this one, the Billy Goat V3, It has basically the same amount of range as this. Now, as you can see on the King Goat, we did take the Motor Goat V3 battery because I didn't really like the red button on the secondary battery that they offer. So I gutted all of that. So this is empty, right? And it just has the look like it's a secondary battery. We really don't need it. So what we have with the main battery that comes with the King Goat basically so far has equaled out to the same amount of range with that. But again, we have a controller issue that we're waiting on the second controller to show up. And hopefully that'll fix the lighting issues. Maybe you saw my last vid where that car just about came out and hit me. That's because I didn't have headlights. And out of the box, you know, we've just got about 300 miles on that bike so far. We shouldn't be worrying about no headlights, right? No turn signals. And it just happens every now and then. Not to mention, it's got a setting there that says max torque. Torque is not a word that I would use. But we'll talk about that on the ride along. Again, that's the Billy Goat V3 and the Motor Goat V3 before we crashed it. And I had 3,000 miles on that thing before we wrecked it. And it was very reliable. I'm going to take the King Goat down there and we're going to ride along the same path. And we'll kind of compare it to the Motor Goat V3 since it was our main rider. I personally don't like to ride this daily, even with the custom Tapia seat. It still gets you in this seating position where I'd rather just be cruising, right? And that's what happens on the King Goat and the Motor Goat. But again, out of the box, Motor Goat V3, hands down, by far, has been the #1 daily driver because I had a frame bag here, so that's another important thing. It housed the secondary battery. It had the gas tank battery here, and then the secondary battery, and then the frame bag, which offered you something that the King Goat doesn't currently have out of the box. Well, I had to purchase the frame bag separately, but there's no room for a frame bag there. But the ability to have storage so you don't always have to carry a backpack, right? So that's kind of missed a lot with the Motor Goat V3. We had the frame bag in, the secondary battery, and then plenty of pouches for everything else. So at this point, I think that it's going to be best if we just sum this up here, and then we're going to get out on the road. Y'all would rather hear the chains rolling, right? So I'm going to put this stuff up, and then we're going to get out on the road. Let's go. Okay. All right, so we're sitting on 100% battery. I could say, since this is a review, the King Goat has been definitely a much faster bike, more powerful bike. I'm trying to just see if I can see whether the freaking mic is gone or not. But anyway, yeah, so it does definitely feel much more powerful. It doesn't feel at any point like it's going to loop. So with that being said, you know, the max torque setting even doesn't have the feeling of you know, like you're going to be able to have enough power to even pull up. And I don't know, I don't do wheelies. I'm just a rider, right? Just out here to explore, see what we can find here in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee. Always going to find some mountains. It's definitely part of our life, mountain goat e-bike life. That's why we love these goat power bikes. Because so far, even with the more steep terrain, more regularly, which takes more juice, that Windslayer foam sock that we did a review on, it got shredded in the crash. So I don't have another one yet, and honestly, I'd rather get a better mic setup, maybe like a DJI Mic 3, something that's small and something you can actually attach to the camera and adjust the gain, because I have a very deep voice, so it makes it hard for me to find mic setups where the mic is in the helmet and you're not hearing so much of the outside noise, because again, this bike definitely has more noise from the chain, I would say, because when you're not really going fast, it's pretty quiet. But when you're, up to speed, 35, 40 miles an hour or whatever, it's got a nice little hum, right? Compared to the hub motors on the Billy Goat and the Moto Goat, which those are they're more loud on the lower end of things, and then less loud. It's more of like a continuous loud. This is it's just kind of loud. When you're going fast, it's loud. It's got to be the chain, the big chain and sprocket. Hey, this is one of our warehouses right here amongst this graveyard and these unhoused. They set up camp over here all the time. They end up, I ain't going down there. I ain't Hicks. Definitely have the leather on today, y'all. It's about 46 degrees, as you saw, with a considerable amount of wind. So that wind is no joke. No joke. All right, so here we are. If we still have a mic, I'll keep talking just to see if it's still picking up anything other than just wind. Whether it's just so muffled because of the deepness of my voice, Unfortunately, I cannot connect this Bluetooth to the camera and have like an adjustment on, say, the gain. That way it wouldn't be so loud like I'm an airplane pilot, right? That's the way I interpret it. But let's just see. I got a motorcycle helmet on, so that must mean that I'm not a bicyclist, even though I have pedals, team pedals. Maybe they're working. Yeah, they're working. All right, so this is basically the outside edge of the University of Tennessee and downtown Knoxville. If you've not seen any of my past vids, go back and check it out. This is where I'm going is basically like the first video that I did with the MotoGoat V3, just so I get a good shot of that bike and this bike in the same spot. A lot more walkers around than I thought there would be, because I thought, oh, it's cold, no one will be out. So I don't think we're going to be able to do the same route that we did, and we may run into more, like Karen activity. Not that we're out here hunting Karens, but this is a bicycle, even though it has this battery that looks like a gas tank, even though it's not even a battery. I wanted to put a little light there so it would light up. See, I don't want to get harassed by that guy right there. So I'm going to try to get down here and get the shot where we got it before. But there's so many people, I probably won't even be able to get the basic shot that we're going for. But I will try. Looks Looks like they've got all of the holiday lights set up and everything. Let's see if we can get the same shot that we got before without getting too much Hasselville. So this is the same amphitheater that we were at with the Motorboat V3. No different than an e-scooter. So we'll try to get set up like we did last time. Same shot and everything. 1982. If you don't remember that video, check it out while I'm getting my bike where I had it the last time, so we can snap it and see if it's the same shot. Right, and we're gonna take a drink. Okay, so this is the same place we had the Motorboat V3. As you can see, picturesque Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's go. I'm gonna hydrate. Then we're gonna take us there's a lot of folks. You know, last time we took a ride around there, but nobody was around. So I'm gonna get a drink and then I'll take us on a different ride. All right, one moment. Bridge. That's a big dress. Let's go. Kids over there playing the Echo game. Right here. Trying to see if our mic is still on. Looks like it is. As you can see, it's way up there. Alright, let's get out of here before somebody gets mad at us. See what happens. Let's not go over there. That looks like there's too much going on over there. Alright, so this is where we were going around, but there's so many people. The cops have already been bolting in. Who knows what they're going to try to do in this small little town, right, when it comes to e-transportation. We've got 98%. It's going to be horrible. This needs to stop. Okay. I know that I probably shouldn't be screaming because that probably isn't needed. This makes it even louder, I guess. Alright, so we're going to go down here. We're going to make a couple of rounds. It's starting to get cold down here where there's no sunlight. We don't want to be down here too long. That's just not what we want. It's way too cold for all this. Alright. Just a bicycle. Just a bicycle. Just a bicycle. Just a bicycle. Nobody else is down here because it's too cold, because right now there's no sun. So that's pretty much the gist of Knoxville high-rises. Let's see what we can see here. Got a little chilly, but this is basically it. This is downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's go. Gay Street. But yeah, there's some tree action, some light action. There's their acceptance of the e-bike action. Oh, I don't want to go around them. I don't want to make people mad. So there's that. Can't go up on the sidewalks because there's too many walkers, or I would. I have pedals, and I have pedaled down the sidewalk with the mountain of the motor goat, which is a little bit smaller, but it really is the gas tank, battery, and the leather jacket and the motorcycle helmet. It just makes people think you're some kind of rebel, that you're trying to take over their city. I'll make it. Alright, this is the old city here. If I take a ride, it would take me to the park. Whoa, bro. Again, this is really just a simple little ride along in places I've been before with the Motor Goat V3. You know, where, oh my lord, lady, what are you doing? I'm gonna go this way. So you can just see things that maybe you've seen in the past. You can maybe remember what you heard on those vids, or maybe those vids just weren't full of my loving humor. If that's the case, then I do apologize. I will try harder. What I really want to do, for the content that is, not for my broken wrist, y'all, but I'd love to try to run down that on the bike at Covenant Health Park in Knoxville, Tennessee, home of the Smokies. Let's go. Go this way. Why not? So, see if we're being followed yet. Felt like I was being followed by that dude. What's up? It's got pedals. It's just a bicycle. Just a bicycle. I got pedals. But because this thing, let's get back to the review, shall we? Anyway, so because of the power and, you know, the max torque setting, one's mind thinks that you should probably try most times to, you know, be trying to get this thing to pull up off the ground. And of course, that's what you want to do, you know, 2 hands. You want to try it anyway, because we saw what riding with no hands got us some pain. All right, so back to the review portion of this video. Out of the box, what do you trust the most, old man? That's right. You can call me old man. You can call me old man goat, OMG. Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for supper.
Private joker. I admire your honesty.
All right, we're trying to do a review here, kid. My goodness, what is wrong with you? All right, so Tesla, what's up? So, out of the box state when it comes to performance, I cannot give it to the King Goat. In fact, I cannot give anything to the King Goat, because out of the box it has, as you've seen from the last vid, it's left me at the point where again, I'm not buying this to do stunts and wheelies and things of that nature. I am trying to eliminate my dependency on petroleum-based transportation, I guess. And I'd rather be on two wheels, right? To go back there and check out the street art. I forgot there's a lot of new street art over here. But yeah, I don't want to get too sidetracked from the point that this is a review video. Some of this is really, really well done, y'all. I don't know how this will handle on the gravel. Should we test? Yes, let's do it. Oh, yeah. All right, there we go. Get up here just fine. We didn't have any glitchy motor breakdowns. Right, Pat Summit, let's go, Lady Vols. You know, but the problems that we've had with the controller and not having lights when we need them and having, like, you know, some glitchiness when it comes to the motor. Sometimes you're just going down the road and the horn will go off and it'll go clunk clunk and it just like cuts in and out. Might as well take a hydration break. It's enough of that. We're supposed to be riding, not sitting and drinking. All right, back to nice art. Let's go. Okay. I didn't want to fall. All right, Dan. Hopefully I didn't get nothing in my tire other than a piece of gravel. Just go down here, see what we see. Bro, it's green light, green light, green light. Alright, so let's just try to see if maybe the mic's still on and it's recording audio right now. And if it is, then we're trying to finish up our review on the 3 bikes that we saw at the beginning of the video at the Goat Shack. Alright, so number 1 bike for daily reliability had to be the Motor Goat, and the reason for that was it was a more comfortable ride, on top of the fact that every time that I hit the key, everything worked really good. It got me where I needed to go every single day, in the range that I expected, what I paid for. I feel like I got exactly what I paid for when it came to the Motor Goat V3. And if you're somebody who likes to ride a little more forward leaning, I guess you could say, yeah, the Billy Goat would be all right. But for long rides, I'm really not interested in the Billy Goat. The ride and the feel of the King Goat. The suspension is very nice. I can hit bumps that I didn't expect to hit and still feel okay about it. Sorry, that's where we crashed. Right there. Right where we crashed the Motor Goat V3. Heading down this road here. I think I'm going to dip into this parking lot here. Make an adjustment now. Just gonna ride around, see what happens, make sure that we don't get runned over. We're gonna finish up by saying the ride along is pretty much over now. And now I'm just going to ride. When I get back to the house, get back in front of the goat shack, that's where we will sum up today's video. Alright, so what can we say to sum up this video in a proper fashion? Well, alright y'all, so to sum up the video, the Motor Goat V3 by far out of the video, out of the box. You guys are helping me put the bike up. Yeah, let's go around in a loop for no reason, just for the channel. But anyway, the King Goat is definitely has the ability to be number one, but at this point I gotta go with the Motor Goat V3. V3 is version 3. Oh, it's hot out here now. And this is version 1 of the King Goat. So, will the King Goat be the king? Sure. Once all of the kinks are worked out. For now, I would say most reliable out of the box by far, Motor Goat V3. Once the kinks are worked out, this is by far the more powerful. Love the tires, tubeless, much better. Like I said, the suspension is great. I just wish the lights worked when I needed them to, and I wish that their tank didn't have that big red button. Other than that, y'all, I think I'm going to finish this one up. We're going to put her there, her, and we're going to call it the end. So again, Motor Goat V3 by far is the choice of Old Man Goat. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If there's anything you want to see in the next vid. Everybody, it's been real. We'll catch you on the next ride.